Hey everyone, good morning. Matt here. I hope you're having a nice day so far. This is your second stimulus check update and recap as of Sunday, December 13th. We have a lot to talk about after a very busy week with stimulus negotiations, announcements, and all kinds of things going on, and we anticipate this coming week is going to be very busy as well. But before we get into it, I need to give you an urgent warning. Please hang with me for the next minute or so I can go through this. But I have to say this. Down below in the comments section, some of you have been seeing this. There are Bitcoin scams running like crazy down there. The worst part about it is there are people that are stealing the identity of me and this channel, Blind To Billionaire, but not only me, other people here on YouTube, big, prominent channels, this is happening too. Some of you have been seeing comments down below that appears to be from me, but it's not. So, I want to tell you, if you ever see a comment down below with my name, there's a couple things. First of all, I will never, ever talk about Bitcoin down in the comments section. I will never refer you to a manager or an agent. I will never give you a WhatsApp number. I will never ask you to text anybody. These are all scams. Do not fall for this. Do not respond. Nothing. I will never ask you to do any of this stuff. They're doing it to me. They're doing it to a ton of other channels here. Please be careful. A couple things. Like I said, I'll never say those things down in the comment section. Another thing, if you want to verify that it's actually me, look for the check mark behind my name. When I leave a comment, there should be a check mark that shows up behind my name. That means that I'm a verified channel here on YouTube. I verified with YouTube. Hey guys, it's me. I'm real. It's the real Matt. So watch for that check mark. Not only that, I always hit the heart button. When I see a comment and I'm about to respond, I hit the heart button. So you should be getting a notification saying like, Blind to Billionaire loves your comment, or it's something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it says, but look for that as well. I hit that every single time. So please be aware of this. These are not me. I do everything I can. I delete them. I block them. I report them to YouTube, but they continue popping up like cockroaches. So please be very careful. I'm always here for you. I'm on your team, and I just need to give you this announcement because this morning I was going through the comments section and I saw tons and tons of these comments, and it's so frustrating. But either way, I'm here for you. And another thing too, if you see this on other channels, not only this channel, but if you see this on other channels, steer clear, be very cautious of this. I'm not saying you can't watch the videos. By all means, watch the videos if you want, but just be very cautious of these comments down below. They like to steal the identities of us people here on YouTube with these channels. So again, thanks for hanging with me. Be very aware of this. We are doing everything we can to mitigate these risks and exposure. So it's the real me. I'm here on your team. I will never scam you in any possible way. Thank you for listening to that. I really appreciate it. It's an ongoing battle, literally every single day. Anyway, let's talk about stimulus. Where do we stand? What's going on? What can we expect this week? So like I said, today is Sunday, December 13th. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's great to see you again. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. So on Friday, the Senate passed the short-term stopgap bill to continue the government funded at its current rate through this coming Friday, December 18th. Later in the day, President Trump signed it, so that is going into effect. The government will continue to stay funded through Friday. Then, once again, their backs are against the wall, and they will need to pass something once again. Otherwise, the government will be faced with another potentially shutdown if they don't pass it. So, they continue to push this thing out. At the same time, Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi have both said that they are not leaving on recess until they have a stimulus deal. So, they better get their act together and actually do something this week, because guess what? If they don't get something done this week, once again, they face that potential government shutdown on Friday if they don't have anything done. And then guess what? If they continue working, that means they're going to be pushed into the week of Christmas. Nancy Pelosi said that they will continue working the week of Christmas if necessary. And I call a big BS on that one. There's no way that these people are going to continue working throughout the week of Christmas. There's not a chance. They want to go home. They don't want to be in Washington, but we'll see about that. We've heard this line from these people so many times now. Oh yeah, we're not leaving on recess until we have a deal. And then guess what? There they go, disappearing off on recess. So we'll continue watching that and see what they actually do. But this week I anticipate is going to be a very busy one with stimulus, because this last week was incredibly busy. A lot of announcements. A lot of proposals, a lot of changes, a lot of statements, a lot of things going on, and I anticipate this week is going to be possibly even more hot and heavy with everything going on because their backs are against the wall. They are up against a deadline, Friday. They don't want to be here next week for Christmas. But, I can't believe it. Christmas is next week. That's crazy. This is nuts. Anyway, wow. I just, wow, that kind of just clicked in my head. Whoa, seriously, Christmas is next week. It's coming quick. So at the same time, we have a couple people on our side. We have Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley. I talked about this a couple times this past week. They are insisting we must get stimulus checks in the next proposal. In fact, the people in the Senate have quite a bit of leverage when it comes to these the government funding bills, because we need the majority of the people, we need a lot of people in the Senate to vote on this government spending bill, because guess what? If they don't, that's not going to get support, and then all of a sudden the government could go into this shutdown. So my point is, they're going to attach this next stimulus package to the government funding bill. Well, guess what? If people in the Senate are saying, hey, it doesn't contain stimulus checks, we don't agree with it, guess what? We're not voting for it. We're going to vote against it. Well, then they are in a pickle. The Congress is in a pickle then, because then they face a potential government shutdown. So there are people in Congress who have quite a bit of leverage at this time to get those stimulus checks included. So let's recap. Where do we stand as of now? Well, we still have those two proposals on the table. The $908 billion package as proposed by that bipartisan group of senators. At the same time, we have that $916 billion stimulus package that was proposed by, apparently, President Trump and the White House. The $916 billion package contains the $600 stimulus checks. The $908 billion package contains nothing. It contains the unemployment benefit at a rate of $300 and some rental assistance, some SNAP benefits, an increase of 15%, which I made a video about the other day. Other than that, no stimulus checks. The $916 billion package has the $600 stimulus checks, no unemployment boost. It has the rental assistance. It has the 15% raise for SNAP benefits. So, like I talked about the other day, it's almost like a little bit of a horse apiece. Where do you want to direct the money? Which package do you want to take? And like I said, people here in Congress, there are increasing numbers of people in Congress that continue to come forward and say, hey, we need to add the stimulus checks. We need to send those direct payments to the people and send it out immediately. This is getting to be ridiculous. We need assistance for the people. And yes, like I said, within these stimulus proposals, there is that 15% short-term boost for SNAP benefits for 4 months. So it's a 15% boost. I made a dedicated video about that just the other day. If you want to check that out, feel free to watch that one as well. I talk about it more specifically there. But yeah, there's, Mitch McConnell as well. He continues to come back, and he supports the $916 billion package, as many Republicans do, while Democrats are supporting the $908 billion package. Mitch McConnell continues to come back and say, hey, let's take out the $160 billion for state and local government funding and the liability protections. Let's take those completely out of the proposal, and let's push that out until early next year under the new administration. We can talk about all of that stuff then. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they're not having it. They don't like that idea. They say, oh no, we need to send out state and local government funding right away. Let's keep the 160 in the package. And again, this is a little bit of controversy right now. It's creating a little bit of heat between the people, but you know what? Regardless of what they do, whether they do something or they don't, we need something to be done this week. However, based on their comments, they said they're not leaving until they have a stimulus package or a stimulus bill. So we'll actually see about that. They have this week to work. Apparently, the people stayed in Washington this week, or the weekend, I should say, continuing to work on the language of the packages. So we'll see about that. But certainly it's going to be a very busy week, a lot of stuff going on this week, and we will have to see what they actually end up coming up with. So, provided they can actually get something done early in the week. Remember, there's actually a lag between the time that they come up with an agreement between the parties. There's a lag time. By the time they write up all the language, by the time they solidify everything, they get everything approved, they write everything up, then it goes into the voting phase. The House needs to vote. The Senate needs to vote. All of that takes time. Again, then finally it needs to get to the president's desk for a signature. There's a lot of steps in this, and it takes time. We know that these people work at a snail's pace, possibly even slower, and that everything takes time for it to get finally approved. So we'll have to see what happens. Now, again, I don't want to make any promises, but if stimulus checks happen to make it through and signed by the president, when could we potentially see them? Well, this week is this week. I'm just kind of roughly doing some mental math. I mean, realistically, probably like the first week of January. Honestly, we're not going to see them before Christmas. I can almost guarantee that. Just depending on, I mean, at the rate that this stuff moves. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing some mental math with the holidays built in, Christmas and New Year's. I mean, realistically, probably like the first week of January is potentially the first time we could see those first stimulus checks start to roll out, if they're even included. We don't know which package they're going to go with at this time. But like I said, we have some guys on our side. Bernie Sanders, Josh Hawley, a couple of those guys for sure. They're digging in their heels. They are insisting that we get these $1,200 stimulus checks attached. Yes, I said $1,200. We know that the one package has the $600 attached, but guess what? These guys are fighting for $1,200. So we have a lot of people on our side right now. I'll continue to keep you posted. I hope this gives you a quick recap. I'll continue to keep you posted on all of this. Stay safe, everybody. This is what we have as of right now. This is going to be a very busy week. Stay tuned, and I'm always here for you, no matter what.